All right, good morning, everybody. And here we are again on another session of the Empowering Morning Conversations, session number 77. Wow. So, thank you very much for being there. And all the people who are here, I think, are the die hard positivity catalysts. They never miss a session. So, very, very welcome to you. And let's start the morning with Kuldeep ji's Shairi.
Good morning, friends. Good morning, friends.
Morning.
This is again on friends like you, which we are meeting every day. और इसमें एक सजेशन है कि कमजोरियां मुझ में मत ढूंढो ए मेरे दोस्त। कमजोरियां मुझ में मत ढूंढो ए मेरे दोस्त। तुम भी शामिल हो मेरी कमजोरियों।
Wow. You would be doing a favor by translating it.
शायर, the poet says that don't find fault or don't find weaknesses in me, because you are also included in my weakness.
Thank you for that. Okay, so let's have a few words from the others as well. So we have so many of you this morning. So you start the conversation today. So what I have to do will come little later. So everybody's waiting for everybody else, is it? Go for it, Kuldeep ji.
Uh, Sir, you mentioned once that instead of finding faults, we should be doing enrollment. So
Uh,
I got
no, I
the,
didn't say instead of finding faults. I said we can enroll people instead of forcing them or manipulating.
or instead of making judgmental.
Yes.
That is the correct word. So I had some recent benefits, that is all right. But I was just looking that in my life, I have got so many learnings and benefits only by when I try to enroll people. I just want to share a small incident. My last posting was as a Deputy Director General NCC Orissa on deputation. And just give you a little brief about the hierarchy. There was about 30 battalions, 30 districts in Orissa. Everything is covered. 30 battalions, means 30 lieutenant colonels and colonels, and in therefore three groups, which also are commanded by full colonels, and about 50,000 cadets. So in head of the state, I was on that chair. The lowest person there is we call as a Laskar, Laskar. Laskar is a civilian person, but is a government employee, and he is the lowest in the rank. Lowest in the rank means he only does. Sometimes something comes into canteen, he pushes this, and sometimes he helps all these things. So once between him and me, there may be around I think 20-21 canals to go about. Once I was told that a Laskar from Sambalpur is about 500 kilometers from Bhubaneswar where I was stationed. He has come and he wants to meet me only.
Mm-hmm.
And my PS says, sir, I have told him that you can meet the director. He said, no, sir, I want to meet only DDG, no one else. So what should I do? मैंने कहा आप भेज दो उसको मेरे पास जो मैं आपको बताऊं 5 minutes में. And he also told me, my PA, that he is very, very angry, sir, very, very angry. So I called him after 5 minutes and I asked him कि भाई बैठ जाओ. वो नहीं साहब मैं बैठने के लिए नहीं आया हूँ, मैं आपको अपनी बात बताने के लिए आया हूँ. तो मैंने आप बात बताना, लेकिन आप बैठ जाओ। कोई नहीं साहब, बात नहीं, आपको पता नहीं वहाँ यूनिट में क्या हो रहा है एंड ऑल दैट। तो मैंने पीए को एक इंटरनल कॉल किया, मैंने भाई मुझे कोई कॉल मत देना अभी जब तक मैं इनके साथ में हूँ, एंड आई विल सॉर्ट आउट हिज प्रॉब्लम। I say I have given a call. No call will come. I am only for you. Please tell us what is your problem. But please sit down. तुम बैठोगे नहीं तो मैं नहीं सुनूंगा। तो वो किसी तरीके से very reluctantly he sat down. Then I asked this peon, मैंने कहा भाई इनको कुछ ठंडा गरम whatever he wants, इनको दे दो कुछ। मैंने क्या पियोगे? बस आप पीने के लिए नहीं आया हूँ, मैंने आपसे कह दिया, मैं आपसे बात करने के लिए आया हूँ, मेरी प्रॉब्लम। तो मेरे प्रॉब्लम सुनूंगा मैं, लेकिन पी के भी सुन सकते हैं प्रॉब्लम। चाय मैंने चाय कहा तो चाय मंगवा दी। मैंने कहा नाउ आई विल लिसन टू यू बट ओनली ऑन वन कंडीशन। ये व्हाट इज दैट कंडीशन? मैंने कंडीशन ये कि जब ये चाय खत्म हो जाएगी उसके बाद ही पिए सुनाए, इसके पहले कोई बात नहीं होगी, और कोई काम मैं नहीं लूंगा। मैंने बता ही दिया है, कोई कॉल भी नहीं आएगी। तो वो किसी तरीके से मजबूरन चाय पी उसने, मतलब उसमें शायद 2-3-4 मिनट लग गए होंगे। हाँ मैंने भैया बताओ क्या प्रॉब्लम है तुम्हारी? टू सरप्राइज ऑफ मी ही गॉट अप फ्रॉम द चेयर। बोला नहीं सर कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। मैंने प्रॉब्लम नहीं? मैंने कहा तुम संबलपुर से अपने खर्चे पे यहाँ पर लेकर के आए हो, अभी से तुम कह रहे थे इतने परेशान थे, प्रॉब्लम क्यों नहीं है? प्रॉब्लम नहीं नहीं वो ठीक है हो जाएगा सब पूरा। मैंने भी प्रॉब्लम आप बताओ, मैं अब तुमसे सुनने को तैयार हूँ, बता नहीं रहा, पहले तो इतने परेशान थे, बताओ क्या प्रॉब्लम? वह नहीं वो ठीक हो गया होगा। एंड लेट यू नो टिल टुडे आई डू नॉट नो व्हाट वाज द प्रॉब्लम। He went off. This was such an eye opener to me. It means, but then I called someone, his commanding officer, the next day. When it means only thing they have not listened to him at all. He just wanted only to get listened. That's all. What was he wanting? I mean, what was his problem? You know, nahi sir, pata nahi. Then what is that leadership? It means sometimes some people only want to be listened and enrolled. So I got a great learning from that.
Yep. And not only that, the way you handled it was brilliant, you know. Because the moment you asked him to sit down and relax,
the
he would
time
have
gap.
got a time to reflect, na?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Say maybe I'm overreacting to the situation or whatever it is.
बिल्कुल, ये मेरा
Beautiful,
real
brilliant.
life
Thank you very much. Big lesson for everybody. Thank you. Okay, who's next? Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
Sir, I was
Yes.
yesterday thinking about the statements that you told us, ask and you shall receive.
Okay.
And what came across in my thought was, it's a very basic statement that we have faced all our lives. As an infant, you know, till the baby doesn't cry, the mother will not feed the baby. So ask and you shall receive is a practice there. And then when you begin to go to school and the teacher says, ask and then you receive. And then in teens, parents say, ask our permission and you receive the permission. So all our learning, all our discipline, all our schooling, all our upbringing is done with that ask and you shall receive. But when we turn into our adulthood, some mechanism over here changes, and ask and you shall receive becomes an alien phrase for us for some reason. Asking becomes the most difficult thing, receiving becomes our right. The whole thing splits. So my question is, when we've been schooled from birth with it, why do we go through this change? And how can we reverse it so that it doesn't feel like asking? It becomes a natural habit. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं मेरे बोलने से पहले, मेरे मांगने से पहले मुझे मिल जाना चाहिए, तुम समझो. If you cannot understand me, then we don't have a connect. मुंह दिया है बोलने के लिए. So how can we work on this phrase where ask becomes a very natural word instead of the alarming word कि मुझे मांगना पड़ा, मुझे मुंह खोल के मांगना पड़ा.
So that's coming from the question I asked, are you willing to receive and to give? All right, so you're in the right place, As we go along in these sessions, we'll make it a natural thing to ask, because what's the big deal? Because giving and receiving is going on anyway. It's a normal flow of life, right? We are the guys who's blocking it. Brain number 2 of ours, old, hurts, insults, and all the no that we have listened to in our life, And at some point, I think we start thinking, listen, I don't want to hear a no. So many things. I mean, I used to have this thing, but I don't want to be obligated to anyone. And I still remember, I don't know, maybe that was the genesis of this in my life. Like, I appeared for the Armed Forces Medical College exam. I passed it, getting ready for the interview. Now, my father's friend came and told my father, okay, look, you know that interview board chairman, would you put in a word for my daughter? She'd also done the exam. So when this gentleman went away, I told my father, I said, Dad, why don't you put in a word for me also? And he got very angry, He said, you mean to say I should go and tell that fellow that my son is a nalayak chap and he needs sifarish? He needs a recommendation to get through. I'm not going to go and tell him. So two things. Somewhere in my mind, maybe I was equating asking with, okay, I'm not good enough to do it on my own, so I'm asking. Because that was the implication, na? मेरा बेटा नालायक है, मैं उसकी सिफारिश करने आ रहा हूँ. God knows, so many other things like that, right? If a kid is insulted for asking 2 rupees for a samosa, I mean, this I've heard. Never happened to me, fortunately. I had a very kind mother. She would give me 1 rupee every day for a samosa when I was in school. But some people get insulted for asking for 2 rupees. So the kid who's naturally asking seems to have blocked this. So what I'm thinking is that how much of our giving also we must have blocked without knowing it. So we'll give to a certain extent. So good. Thank you for raising this point for reflection. And now we've got these givers in our group, I mean, my core group, these wonderful people. And we wouldn't be doing this early morning conversations. So this morning I realized that I have not really appreciated and acknowledged my dear friends because whom I keep getting pushed into doing something more. So first of all is Vitrivel. And thank you, Vitrivel, for your ideas and support. Always pushing me to do something new. So, and being there so much in the background quietly without demanding anything. Thank you so much. And then there's one more person who's even more silent, or completely silent. So I have to keep poking him to talk. His name is Rama. So he brings so much peace and he brings so much wisdom to this, right? And I'm grateful for your support, Rama. And Conan, in this magnificent personality, just like the other, who is the, what shall I say, person always trying to be humble, but a very, very strong leg of this programs that we are offering. So thank you, Conan, for being with us. And last but not the least, all of the people who come every morning and give us an opportunity to participate with you in these conversations. And I thank you for being generous in inviting your friends too, and being willing to take this on, So many of my friends, they came, they attended one session and they didn't come back again. So when I spoke to them later, they said, yaar, subah kaun uthega? Session to acha hai, magar subah kaun uthega? So I said, theek hai bhai, tumhari marzi hai. So here are you people getting up earlier than usual, fixing up things and being with us every morning. So thank you very much. I salute you. And I would now like to hand on the baton to Vitrival. And Vitrival will say something and hand it over to Rama, and Rama will say something and hand it over to Conan. And after that, they can hand it over to anybody, but by what time is it now? 8 o'clock, you can hand it back to me so that we can get into the topic for the day. Very interesting topic we have. It's called believing in yourself. So go ahead, Vetri.
That was a wonderful, great word, sir. I am going to celebrate the whole day. Thank you very much for making me so happy. It, like you said, that is also I want to tell it from your own word. I would like to thank you and everyone for allowing me to be here and be with that process. I'm enjoying it. The point which I would like to share is again little emotional. That can tell you why I'm here. Maybe that could be the reason. Last week I was having conversation with my wife, little deeper, nice conversation. Now, by the way, my evening conversation with my wife is getting better because of this morning conversation which we have forcefully. During that conversation, she was telling, she was little emotional also. She says, I say, a devotee of Sai Baba. She says, my prayer to Sai Baba brought Tata. We call you as Tata in our home. My prayer to Sai Baba brought Tata to you because exactly what are all the points I want to tell you, he is telling you. If I say you will not listen, that was a problem earlier times. If he asked me to do change point of view, if he asked me to see my reality or not, it was like a terror place. But now she's telling with putting all the gratitude to the God. It was like with the emotional moment, and the whole credit goes to you, sir. Thank you for allowing me to.
It goes to him.
Exactly, and also the like you rightly mentioned, these people. When we started discussing about the things which we can do, there is a possibility. The first thing what I thought is the pillar, silent pillar, which is also very strong. He knows what I mean. Rama. Then that pillar is the main where we can build everything and it can hold. Thank you very much, Ramaji, and Kunenji is for complete energy. And like you rightly said, sir, this team has to grow and it has to become very big and we have to do so many worthwhile things. That is my wish, and I'm just passing it to our pillar, Ramaji.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Vetri. It has been great honor and pleasure to be associated with you all every morning. Thank you very much. So what I would like to share today is that what happened yesterday with my daughter. So one of her classmates went to another city. Suddenly Hong Kong announced that they're going to close. So that person's supposed to come back to the original city and then travel from there after 2 days. But because Hong Kong announced that they are going to close, that person has to travel today, this morning. So so he left her classmate. He left his passport in the other city where my daughter is there. So he requested all the classmates, somebody, can you help me, bringing my passport and giving it in London. So she's they're all in Newcastle, and this guy went to London, and from there he has to fly. So my daughter took up that task. Nobody came up. She took up the task. She traveled in train 3 hours upwards and 3 hours downwards yesterday night, evening 6 o'clock our time. She booked that. She went and delivered the passport and came back. Just now she reached and sleeping. So I was really proud of her.
After all, she's your daughter, no?
So this is very, very emotional for me. So thank you.
Thank you for getting it.
Yeah.
So you can pass the baton to Conan now.
I hand over to Conan. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Ramaji, and very good morning, all. Sorry, I'm unable to open my video, so please do excuse me. And thank you, Sukdeepak sir, for using nice words for us. I believe that this team, all members present here, are all magnificent, wonderful souls. And I feel incomplete without the presence of you all. I was just pondering upon the thoughts what you had given to us yesterday. And as Niti ji had mentioned that ask, it shall be given. And the extension of thought is that seek, you shall find, and knock, it shall be opened. Because as per my belief, when I do prayer 5 times, I just keep on asking myself. But what I realized that I was thinking that, am I really asking? Yes, it is easy to say. We say that ask, but when I deep dived a bit, I realized that I'm not really asking. I'm just telling, but somewhere something is missing. And when I try to search what is missing, then I realize that somewhere there's a doubt whether am I asking will be given or not, or maybe some small things will be given, whether impossible the big things will be given or not. So somewhere always there is doubt that I don't know whether I'll get it or not. So that is one of the hindrance I have noticed. So when we say that we have to ask, we have to really ask without any doubt, without any feeling that I will not get it, because the universe, as you always say, that it is. I mean, the God has is not, and nothing is impossible for Him. Then why do we limit ourselves in asking? So that's the lesson I got it, and then I realized that somewhere our intention, our motives, our own belief system, as you always say, that it stops me sometimes, that no, you can't get it, or you're not good enough, or maybe you are not worthy, kind of things. Again, self judgment, as you always mention. And then other thing I realized, that lack of consistency. Like every morning we are coming here, and I have noticed a difference in my thought process, and it is happening only because we are doing it consistently. And that's how people, the experts, say that you develop the habit. When you are doing something consistently, you develop the habits of doing something automatically. So now, by attending every morning conversation, automatically I have started thinking in a positive manner. So that's a big difference. So the consistency is very important, very critical. So just to sum up yesterday questions and this conversation, is that we have to keep on asking with the complete faith, conviction in the God, that nothing is impossible for Him, and we have to believe that we will get it, and we have to keep on knocking consistently, and definitely we will get it. Nothing is impossible for the God, because He has created everything. So thank you so much, sir. Back to you.
And you're supposed to pass the baton on to somebody else.
Okay, I'll pass on the baton to Mr. Sandeep Vinerkar. He is a wonderful, magnificent individual. I really love his thoughts, his observation. He's a good listener. That's a great quality I have noticed in him. So, Sandeep, over to you, sir.
Purin sir, first of all, I feel it is a wonderful compliment, because most of the time I have been accused of a very poor listener. I've been scolded, been stopped, and I am also actually actively trying to be a good listener since quite some time. And I'm happy that I'm getting such comments, and it seems that I'm improving at listening skills. And thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Thank you so much for Malvai sir, particularly, who keep on uh, energizing us. It is like we feel like the whole day we use our mobile battery, but unless and until we charge it in the morning, it is not going to work. And the similar thing is happening here. Like every day, we get a wonderful charger, which really makes our days different, positive, more creative. And what Vetrivalji also said, now I remember that he said, ki, if we say yes to everything, our life would have been very different. And still not in position to say yes to everything, but learning process. It is like how the lotus bloom. So slowly and steadily, we are also opening up, uh, trying to imbibe whatever we are learning in the morning. So many wonderful inputs we are getting everybody. And today, I think the biggest moment is Ramaji, what he shared. We have seen a very concerned, a very caring, a very relieved, and a very proud father for what his daughter has been done. And we are all proud of her. And we wish a wonderful, wonderful future and wonderful time ahead. Thank
So pass the baton to somebody else.
you, Vilasji. Vilasji,
So he's come after a long time. So
yeah.
Good morning to all. Good morning, Sandeep and the team and Deepakji. It is really honor to be here, and it is really, as you rightly said, it is a charger. And whenever I feel, I come, but the consistency and persistency matters over a period of time. So I believe I will be consistent, persistent in coming days, and it is good to create a program as well as the other programs what Deepakji is doing. This is really excellent, and I would be a part of that program in coming days. And this whole team is really doing wonderful. Thank you. Over to Gopalji.
thank you. Pass it to the next person.
He said Gopalji.
Okay, he said Gopalji. Just before you speak, Gopalji, there's something I want to say. And that is, consistency. If you look at nature or if you look at the world, it is very consistently bombarding us with negativity. Look at the wind. It consistently blows and even erodes solid rocks. So if we are bombarded consistently with negativity, the only way we can keep it ourselves positive is consistently be in a satsang of people who believe in positivity. So that's the benefit of being consistent. All right, Gopalji,
Yeah,
go ahead.
sir. Ever since I joined this morning conversations, I've been also feeling a change in myself, for very good, for very positive. Every day is wonderful now. Whatever I do it very nicely. I do it to my best, whatever best I can do, and expect the feeling of happiness around with my family. And we are playing Scrabble. We are eating together. We are laughing together, enjoying ourselves thoroughly, Like, for example, it's a lot of interest, like we see football, we're very keen on the sports, So Euro going on. So despite attending very late in the night, I am here with you in the morning because I thought I must be consistent, I was not very consistent, Sometimes I used to, not wake up early morning, because of Euro. That's a thing, So now it's full of positivity, and thank you so much, sir. I mean, you are
Thank you.
yeah, I owe it to you. I owe it to you definitely. And all your
I owe
friends.
it to you.
We all owe it to you and your friends, core group, Dr. Kulan and Dr. everybody, and what
All
they
right,
said.
so you can pass the baton to the next person. We have time for one more person and then we get on with it.
Kuldeep ji,
मुझको कह रहे हैं
yeah.
हाँ जी बिल्कुल आप ही को कह रहे हैं
मैं नहीं बिल्कुल सही बात है गोपाल जी जो कह रहे हैं. This is a lot of positivity which is, and somebody has very rightly mentioned, it's like a charger in mobile. We are charged and then we go ahead. And if it becomes habit, then our default nature will be positive. not negative, and that is what probably is the aim is. Then things can become automatic. Thank you so very much.
So I hope everybody's default nature is shifting. Instead of deciding, we are creating. Instead of blaming, we are living. So have you noticed I put that statement up every day? Stop blaming, start living. Where you start to keep a track of how much time and energy goes in blaming, grumbling, complaining. So where is the time left to live? So I think one of the reasons why you're feeling so happy and positive is that maybe for every day, one step at a time, we are not letting you to get into that default mode of blaming and complaining and hi, ye majboori, ye naukri aur ye duri. So let's do a little laugh together. 1, 2, 3, go. After that, we'll ask Raghu to speak. Okay, Raghu. Unmute yourself and speak.
So, good morning and good morning. Great morning to everyone. So, you have clearly demonstrated now, instead of listening, I was watching about give and take. You were given the task to Retrieval, and then where you gave and Retrieval received it. Give and take, he's taken it. And then again, he has given it to Ramaji, and then Rama has given to Kunain, and then it is been passed on. I think you very clearly demonstrated about give and take. That I liked it very much. Without saying a word, it is demonstrated. And another one about give and take is like when we born with everything, like essentials. What we talk about, the air, food, shelter, plus all your friends, relatives, everyone is there. Only thing is that time we don't see it. But later we start rejecting one by one. No, instead of taking it, we just rejecting it. So I think we should operate in a different mode. How you born, if you feel that everyone is there, the give and take becomes same. There is no giving, there is no taking. Everything is there. That's what I
It
want to say.
balances out.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so what do we have for you today? The world is full of surprise, isn't it? So just to remind you, the purpose is to be positive, to remain positive, and spread this vibration of positivity all around. And when we do that, it all comes back to us, you see, and we'll have a life which is full of ease, joy, and glory. In Access Consciousness, we say that if you say this mantra 30 times a day, see what will happen. So why don't you try this today? 30 times, huh? All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. So you can do it, like you have a tablet 3 times a day. Same way you can do 10 times, 3 times a day. That's 30. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And what a wonderful life it will be. So guys, be generous, invite people to join us. Let them also be a part of this group that relentlessly keeps going to bring positivity to everybody who joins us, and even those who don't join us. So I have a few questions for you today. Very, very important questions. And let me see if you probably know the importance of these questions. So the first question is, what will it take for you to believe in yourself? So I was listening to many of you talking. That even when we are doing prayers, maybe we are just reciting a litany or whatever it is that we do. Okay. So if that is asking, are we believing in asking? Do we believe in ourselves so much that we say, okay, oh, if I'm asking, he's going to give it to me? So the question is, what will it take for me to believe in myself? So ask yourself, what will it take for me to believe in myself? Do I really believe in myself? If I think that I believe in myself, then is there any evidence in my life to show that I actually believe in myself? So that's the first question. The second question is, what steps would you take if you have to increase your self-belief or your self-esteem? So what is self-esteem? What is self-belief? The way you see yourself. Remember, the way you see yourself is the way you treat yourself. And the way you treat yourself is the way you treat others. And the way you treat others is the way they treat you. So what will it take for you to believe in yourself? And what steps should you take to raise this self-belief or self-esteem? So anybody wants to say something about that?
So I didn't understand the question of the first part. What will it take for you to believe in?
Yeah, what will it take? What should happen? What should happen? What should you do? The second question answers the first question.
Okay. What steps should you take?
Yeah, what should happen that you start believing in yourself? And it's not like you don't believe in yourself at all. There is a level to which we believe in ourselves, no? We believe that we can get up from the chair. We believe that we can open the door. We believe that we can walk down the stairs. We believe that we can drive the car. So we believe in ourselves to a great extent, I would say. But is there a possibility that you could really believe in yourself? Like, what is it that does not let you believe that if I ask, I will get? What is it that doesn't allow you to believe that I'm an unlimited being? So obviously there is something that I've been doing in my life or something that has been happening in my life that has lowered my belief in myself. And why do I say lowered? Because as children, I think we experience the unlimited self until a particular age when we stop believing it. Then after that, it's only about proving. So whatever it opens up in your mind, I'd love you to share something about this.
Yes, sir. I would like to go for it. I think when I start comparing with others, I lose my self-esteem and the belief that I can do it.
When you start comparing with others.
Comparing it.
So when you're comparing with others, what are you actually doing?
I'm putting myself down.
Yeah, interesting, no? When I'm comparing with myself with somebody, I'm putting myself down. So what am I saying? Actually, they are better than me, isn't it?
Yes.
So how do I know that I'm equal or better than them?
See, for example, I would like to tell about the knowledge. If I was rooted through reading books in my younger age, definitely my knowledge would have been a little more better now. But still, it is keep on brooding in my mind, but I'm not able to take the actions fully into that.
All right.
So do you have
in
to
this situation,
do I have
what
to leave
can you
everything?
say to yourself?
Like
that will increase your self-belief.
I would like to be alone for some time and be away from everything and start reading. Is it right? So
Well, I understand about the reading part.
yeah.
But I want to be alone and away from everything. That's another belief you have, isn't it?
For some time, at least, because
Hello?
the running
I
life.
was always fond of reading. Now listen,
Yeah.
and I was in a very busy job, traveling, this, that, and the other. But I'm so fond of reading that half my library was in my bathroom or in my suitcase. That time we didn't have Kindle, no? I would go for a tour. I would carry 25 books with me for 25 days of travel. I would find way to read in a bus or a train or whatever, wherever I'm going. See, if you can, if somebody can do it, I can also do it. So let's say that you are saying that I have not read in my life and I should read now. Well, you can read now. That is possible for you. So who says you're less than anybody else?
It's possible.
Because when they were busy reading, you were busy doing other things also, no? So maybe you got something which they don't have. I was busy reading. My friend was busy building a company. He's got a 3,000 crore company now. So now I can say, oh, I've been reading. I should have been focusing on making money. Look, I would have been like that. Hello. I am what I chose to be. But it's interesting, Raghu, what you're saying. A lot of us will look at other people's accomplishment and demean ourselves. So it's almost like saying that if they have accomplished, I have not accomplished anything. How is that possible?
Sir, I would like to differ something in this. Definitely, I have accomplished something in my life. I don't deny that. But the amount of time what I worked, definitely I would have earned or learned more if I focused something, particularly what I want, rather than the comparing and without knowing where I'm running on it.
Yeah, so now I can simply say no. If he can do it,
yeah,
then
I can also do it.
Exactly.
But we cannot be there in everyone. I cannot be. I cannot run behind the money to go and get a rich man. And I cannot go and run reading 1,000 books. I cannot go run behind like a marathon runner. It's like, how do we choose? To believe in yourself.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
If you believe you cannot, you cannot. See, Raghu, you notice how much of that missing self-belief is that I can't go everything, I can't do this, I can't do that. How do you know you can't? That's why I'm asking, what will you have to do in order to start believing in yourself?
Take action on.
So what would be step number one?
Okay, maybe the step number one is to believe myself. Yes, I can.
Instead of saying I can't, I can say I can. And then what would you do after that?
And the action steps, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you do one action. See, at one point, I'm sure you must have believed that I cannot, be a Toastmaster. Now you're a successful Toastmaster.
Yes, sir. You can see it.
So one of the ways we say, I'll tell you the other steps. First of all, I want you guys to think about it. So thank you, Raghu, for bringing that up. But now bring up another thing, and it's open to everybody. What steps should you take to raise your self-esteem?
Sir, could I say?
Yeah, certainly.
For one thing, I'm not a morning person. So one thing that I've done is that I've started attending these sessions very regularly, reminding myself that I have to be up at that time. I think it's an improvement in itself.
Absolutely.
What steps should you take to raise your self-esteem?
You already taken one
think I've
step,
always,
Snehalji.
thank
You have
you.
already taken
This,
one step.
I think, and I, as of, I think reading was a way of, for me to believe in myself, because that was about the only thing I had to do in very difficult circumstances as a child. And I have, what would I do to raise my self-esteem is because I always thought that, saying something or expressing myself would be embarrassing in some way. So now I'm working on it, and to the extent that, this thing, I've always felt that I write better than I read. Sorry, write better than I speak. Challenge now for me is to make sure I can be better at communication. That's what I'm going to work on.
Yeah, and I'll tell
oral
you something. Snehalji, what you just shared is a clear example of what you already have done. For example, you believed that you could not get up early in the morning, and now you're getting up in the
Yes.
morning. That increases your self-esteem.
Definitely.
And so many other things, which whenever we believe that you can't do something and you do it, it is reinforcing your self-belief, isn't it? So thank you very much for sharing that.
Sir, I like to say,
Yeah, go ahead.
sir, I have no confidence, and the reason I know why I don't have confidence is because when
You don't have confidence.
because when I was in the 6th standard, I failed, and then I was with my younger sister. So that was one thing throughout my life. I was feeling that I'm no good. Then as we grew, all my brothers and sisters were much better in studies than I was. So this is what has really made me feel having no confidence in my life.
Okay, so what should you do now?
So then I try to be better in other things than what they were in.
And you are?
I exceeded in cooking, in craft. I've done all that. But still, I don't feel up to the mark.
Yeah, because your mark is a mark of comparison.
Yes,
I'll tell you, once I was doing an interview to select trainers for my company. Okay. And a very senior trainer and a very accomplished trainer came to me from another city. Okay. And as I was talking to him, I was able to see how he knows his craft very well. And he would be an asset to everybody. So, but I don't know why. I asked him a question. So I said, Mr. Sen, are you happy? That's not the real name, by the way. And, it was almost like the floodgates opened. See, one thing is that when people are with me, then they open up with me, which is a good thing. So the guy opened up and he, very upset, sir, I've done so much, but I'm not at all happy in my life. I said, why you're not happy? He said, look at my batchmates. Some guy is a CEO in some company, somebody is running a big company of his own, and look at me, I'm just a trainer. So all that he has accomplished is zero in his eyes, because he thinks that these people have done better than I have. So I asked him a question. I said, listen, did you ever want to build a big company? He said, oh, that's the problem, no? I should have. I said, did you want to, be a CEO of a company? He said, no, but I should have wanted to. I said, what is it that you wanted to do? He said, I wanted to be a great trainer. So are you a great trainer? He said, yes, I am. So I said, why can't you be happy? Because you were a success in what you wanted to do. And you will keep comparing yourself with others and diminish yourself. So we want to start thinking of that. If you compare, they chose a path, they were successful in that. I chose a path, I'm successful in that. So I love this guy of Mendino, he says that, the definition of success is never the same for anybody. It's different for different people. But there is only one definition of failure. Do you know what that is? A man's inability to achieve his goals, whatever they might be. So here we have a bunch of people who have achieved their goals. So Hasina is good in craft, she's good in cooking, but she'll keep thinking they are better than me. But you didn't pursue that. If you had pursued it, who knows what you could have done? Maybe you're in the right place at the right time. So thank you, Hasina ji, for sharing it. So what we are now talking about is that what steps, so whatever is your self-esteem, have you done badly in life? I mean, all of you here, you've done pretty good in life, isn't it?
Definitely.
So why I'm asking you this question is, or why I'm saying this is, that behavioral scientists have found that self-belief correlates with your accomplishments. That's why some illiterate people also, or relatively illiterate people, make multi-million-dollar companies because they believed in themselves. So there is some correlation in that. Now, if you look at the amount of success that you've had in your life, it is definitely correlated with how much you believed in yourself. So two questions. One, how do I raise my self-belief? And number two, how did my self-belief go down? It went down every time I broke a promise to someone. Every time you break a promise, your self-esteem goes down. Every time you unnecessarily feel guilty, your self-esteem goes down. Every time you made a mistake, you brought your self-esteem down. Because you expect yourself to be infallible. So what should you do now? You want to recover your self-belief? Do what you say and mean what you say. All the things you think you cannot do, take small steps to accomplish those things if they are important for you. Like many people, like take Raghu, he's taking steps. He goes to the Toastmasters and he realizes that he has to read, so he's reading. So when you say something and you do it, even if it is baby steps, it is going towards raising your self-esteem.
Sir, may I,
Then,
a thought
yes.
just occurred to me. Thought just occurred to me. Hello?
Yeah,
Sir?
go ahead.
This is to do with what Hasina ji said. She said that she never felt what do you call it, equal to her siblings in studies. And so she excelled in cooking and craft. People look at things in different ways. Like all my life, I have spent mostly reading or studying. And since I was, as they say, a boarding school product throughout, I never got down to cooking or, household tasks to that extent. And I didn't really have any interest in it. And after, as an adult, I have always felt being judged because I am not a good cook. I cannot cook food as people would like to eat it, that sort of a thing. Yes, definitely. And I think women will relate to that because for me, it's like food has never been important. I mean, because I was brought up in such a way that food was put on the table, I would eat whatever there was. That was okay. But But later on, especially when you're in your married life and all that, you realize that your judgment is made of you on other things which you are not interested in and which you cannot do.
Exactly.
That sort of thing. So then these are the things that, and then when you compare that, you feel, oh, I lack in that, I'm not good at it. It's, that sort of a thing. That becomes then a thing that, you feel that I'm not able to do that. Therefore, you demean yourself. Right?
Exactly. So it's interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
There may be 100,000 accomplishments that you have, but your attention always goes to those few areas where you have not accomplished and you diminish yourself. So, what will it take for you to raise your self esteem and self belief?
Sir, I get a quick thought.
Yeah, one second. Hasina ji wants to say something.
Sorry.
I have no answer for this, what you asked.
The answer is very simple, actually. But anyway, if you can't find it, I'll tell you. Go ahead, Vetrivel.
What should you take to rise self-confidence? The quick thought, what I'm getting is, we should focus more on the circle of influence. Earlier, we were, without this knowledge, we were a victim of circle of influence. We allowed so many people in our life, allowed their talking, and took that very seriously. Now, you taught us how to create our circle of influence and how to be with right circle of influence. That is going to do magic in self-esteem.
Okay. Good. Let me tell you. Answer simple. You want to believe in yourself? Make a list of your accomplishments, small and big. It will be a long list. Unfortunately, you don't look at that list. You look at only those things where you failed or you did not accomplish. So there may be 100 accomplishments and 5 things which you cannot do. So if your focus is on those things, what do you think will happen? If you focus on your accomplishments and your strengths, will you use those more? Or if you focus on your weaknesses and your failures, what would you be focusing on them? Adding to it? So should we be adding to our accomplishments or to our failures? So that's the first step. Start acknowledging. Just now in this conversation, Hasina ji has acknowledged her accomplishment, craft, cooking, etc. And there may be even more longer list than that. You can acknowledge yourself for getting up every morning, being here. Like let's take Snehal ji. So she was holding this thing that I cannot cook. But she has accomplished in many other things, right? So the question to think about is, what are we getting by judging ourselves so negatively by some of those things which are not perfect, according to you? What are you trying to be? God? You'll never find a 100% perfect human being if we go by your standards. We are judging so much and we are always looking for negative stuff. So even if God comes in front of us, we say God is wonderful, He's great, and He's fantastic. But this dadi color I don't like. Why does he have a dadi? So we'll always find something wrong with somebody. And that's because we are doing it with ourselves. So one, keep acknowledging and appreciating your accomplishments. Number 2, keep your word in life. If you keep your word in life, you will have high self-esteem. Every time you break your promises, you are killing your self-esteem. So there can be a lot of talk on that, and we will do it in subsequent sessions. So the next thing which I want you to think about before I say bye-bye to you. One second, hold on.
Sir, can I go with?
What will happen when you see yourself as the wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary person that you are? That's the third question. Okay, somebody wanted to speak. Who was that?
Suresh.
Yeah, go ahead, Suresh.
Yeah. There are many accomplishments in my past, and if I have to, I mean, I'm planning to take up another project or whatever. Before taking up, I judge myself whether I'm suitable or not, or I do the analysis, SWOT analysis, they say. Before doing anything, you do that product or anything, the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. What are there in the market? And I alone cannot do that. I mean, in the sense, I want to do it with a group, 4 or 5 people, like-minded people, so that even sometimes, if I am not okay, others will take care, or in the other group, someone is not okay, the rest of the people will take care. Though the mission should not stop, show must continue, whether we are there or not. So this is what is my thinking about my rising and belief.
Okay, very nice. Thank you very much for sharing that. So what will it take for you to believe in yourself? And what steps should you take to raise your self-esteem? And here I want to tell you, every day, whatever small or big accomplishments you have, because we are receiving many things. If you say, I will do 10 things today, and you did that, you acknowledge and appreciate that. If you did something different and better than what you did yesterday, acknowledge and appreciate that. If you take on new things which will make you stretch a little bit, you understand stretching? That means going beyond your comfort zone. And when you do that, appreciate yourself. And always remember that you are a wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary human being. Unfortunately, you don't see that. So what will happen when you actually start to see and believe that you are this wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary human being? Whether you are or not, it's all in your mind. Remember, as you believe, so shall it be. As you believe, so shall it be. If you believe you're a golden eagle, then you will be one. And if you believe that you are a chicken, that will be so. So we'll do more and more work so that you can start appreciating and acknowledging your power. That raises your self-esteem. And you only find out your power and your capability when you do something different and better. When you do something which you have been stopping yourself to do. Your mind says, I can't do this. You tell to your mind, who says I can't do it? I will do it. And then you do it. Will you succeed the first time? Maybe. Will you succeed the second time? Maybe. Maybe you succeed the 5th time. but you will if you don't give up. So guys, thank you very much for being on another session with me. And thank you for inviting your friends. And all of us becoming positivity catalysts in this world. So thank you, and I will see you all tomorrow, ready to begin. Unless, of course, you have some questions you want to ask or share something with the group. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that, if you wish to.
Sir, I would like to have a quick parting word before we leave.
Okay.
We
On a lighter note.
On a lighter note, but don't take it very lightly. I'm going to tell something very important to everyone. It is like most of our friends know it, that what we are doing on a weekly basis. There is a program going on, Good to Great, where we, with the guidance of Sir is teaching us a important subject in life. Every month we choose a topic and we dwell more on it, and we implement those things in life, and we are seeing magics happening. And today is the last session of this particular month, and tomorrow, next month, we are expecting a very important topic, and it will be announced properly today.
I've already announced it. Hang on. The topic will be the one which we were talking about.
Wow.
How to raise your self-esteem.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. That's what the word I want to give is, overall not exposed to that. I request you to reach any one of us. We can give you some more details, and that is the thing you can give to your friends. Next month, the whole 4 session will be charged on a monthly rate, or you can subscribe to 6 months, 1 year also. We can take a live subscription also. But the point which I want to tell you is, how many friends we are going to gift this. I strongly believe that this is going to be the strongest and finest gift we can give, because that guy's mind you are changing, and he will have a new life. So that, just think about this. If it is possible, I am going to do that. Last month I invited 2 of my friends, and they are thanking me like anything. This month I'm just thinking of, not about the session, thinking of whom I can gift this session. So think about this. Come in the evening and let us do something worthwhile with the guidance of Sukhdev. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else?
Yes,
Great, then, thank you very much.
Just to add one point, sir, which is coming to my mind, is that, this judging ourselves and not thinking I'm good enough, this also limit us in some way of not seeking help of someone, and this is one of the things which stops us, because of having the belief that I have a low self-esteem. So this also, I think we all should ponder upon and think, if something is available, either my close friend or someone in the family or someone who can hold the hand and give something. So that attitude, that thinking will also improve our self-esteem or self-belief kind of things. That's what I was thinking. So normally what happens is that we feel shy. We feel, oh, what they will say if I ask help, or what they will feel I am not good enough, or what shall we do kind of things. So we should remove the fear and move ahead, take a step and seek for a help, ask for the help. So that will also helping to improve our self-esteem, I believe. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I promise you, I will not lecture you. I will not tell you do like this, and you should do like this, and you should do like that. Because I think that, we have been told this. You should do this, you should do that, right from our childhood, isn't it? How much have we followed that? So my belief is that we know everything. We know what we should do, but we don't do it. So the power in my programs is, I will help you to get rid of what stops you from doing what you think I should do. If you know what that I should do, why you're not doing it? So if we remove those, then automatically we will achieve whatever it is that we want to achieve. So thank you very much. God bless you. And see you tomorrow for another session of Empowering Morning Conversations. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, sir.